and leave their offenses on the gridiron today. It's the Panthers going up against the Cowboys. With that, let's go out to AT&T Stadium in Dallas. Here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Larry, we find ourselves right in the center of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex in Arlington at AT&T Stadium. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Carolina Panthers and the Dallas Cowboys. Hi again, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And you know, Charles, as Larry pointed out in the open, got a couple of great quarterbacks set to square off here that are going to be flying all over the place, isn't it?
Oh, without a doubt. And the game has never been more quarterback-centric than it is now. And both of these teams have top-flight signal callers.
Carolina won big on Thanksgiving Day last year. The Cowboys want revenge, and we're underway on EA Sports. Fozzie Whitaker now on the return. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And Cam Newton brings out the 6-10 Carolina Panthers. And, boy, I know it's tough for the fans to hear that 6-10 record because they expected a lot more this year coming off the Super Bowl appearance. What questions need to be answered in the offseason?
Well, I think let's start on offense and keep it there because the offensive line, both tackles, I think more help at wide receiver, at running back. And Cam Newton, they've talked about the ability of him to evolve as a quarterback. They want to kind of use the Ben Roethlisberger model, where he doesn't run as much, the ball's out of his hands quicker in the pocket, and becomes better and more proficient, more accurate with his throws downfield. They want to take some of those hits off of him and extend his career.
And the numbers down a bit from their Super Bowl year this season for Jonathan Stewart. Did have some injuries. He finished with 824 yards, 9 touchdowns, though. Good in that department.
When it's around the goal line, he's a terrific runner because he knows how to get there, and he can run through contact, run through trash, as we like to say. That's part of the reason he accumulates the injuries that he does, because he runs inside a lot and takes on those linebackers. But they're going to work on Jonathan Stewart in the offseason, get him healthy, and have him back ready to go for next season.
Now Stewart on first down. Powers over it.
Just fed him his pads, didn't he?
It's a pickup of 14 there. And that leads to a Carolina first down.
And that's how you get started and open up a game. Really well-blocked play. Picked up a nice chunk of yardage. If you're the offensive line, that's exactly what you've talked about all week long in your meetings. Establish the line of scrimmage and take control. And they gave their running back plenty of room to rumble.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. And what about this offense, Charles? Specifically, what about Jonathan Stewart?
He makes sure everything goes. Put the ball in his chest and watch him run. Can run with power inside, but has enough speed that when he gets outside, he can cause a lot of trouble.
Here's Newton now on second down. And this is a catch by Ted Ginn. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
To throw on second down is Newton. Flush to his right. He'll hit Whitaker in the flat. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up first and goal.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
And it's first and goal now, but still 10 yards to go. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level play.
On second down, here's Newton. This will be caught at about the 5. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
Okay, I have to take a second here and talk about Greg Olsen, the tight end for the Carolina Panthers. Third straight year over 1,000 yards in receptions. And guess what? That's the first time that's ever happened in NFL history. 3 straight years by a tight end.
That's really something. Now 31 years of age. They're going to need him next year to turn it around because a very disappointing season.
Not the season anyone expected, least of all the Carolina Panthers, but he's a building block that they can go ahead and get back to form starting in 2017.
And he's such a talented tight end, just creates nightmarish type matchups on the other side.
He's so good that when we say tight end, we're almost damning him with faint praise, aren't we? Because he can do it all. He's as good as any receiver in the NFL.
Well, that's the deal. He's a wide receiver, just in a bigger body.
Bigger body, a matchup nightmare, and who's going to cover him? When I sit in the film session, I just look at the coach and say, really? Really? You're going to yell at me? You go cover him.
So that one, a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And the end result, a Panthers touchdown. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And for Dallas, here comes Dak Prescott, the quarterback who'll be leading them on offense, and he led them in 2016. What a job he did. You know, it didn't end the way that they wanted, but what a revelation Prescott was for this franchise.
And passed every test, jumped over every hurdle all the way through, because you know what it's like for a rookie quarterback. Can they handle it in the beginning? Then they get on a winning streak. What happens when adversity hits? All those questions he answered. And then he answered the big one. How would he handle the playoff pressure?
Trying here for Bryant, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. And Dixon, 41 yards. And the Panthers add on to their lead. So the quarterback drops to throw, looks over, and boom, a guy that wide open, he has to be thinking, wait a minute, this is some kind of a dream. This is too easy.
Yeah, a great dream. One you don't want to wake up from. But for the defense, almost feels like there was a bust in coverage.
Gano now to add the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Now that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
They go to Elliott again. He takes this from the 30 to the 34. Third down now following the run.
Come on, let's go! Grand 38! Grand 38!
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. Back deep for the Panthers, Ted Ginn. Now it's Ginn. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Panthers will get it here as they take possession. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now Newton. And Olsen over the middle. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. At the end of one, 14-0 is our score. We're back to Arlington in just a moment.
This presentation of the NFL on EA Sports is brought to you by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
With my good friend Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin with you. It's the Panthers in possession of the football as we begin quarter number 2. They've got it 2nd and 4 to start things out. A shotgun snap for Newton. And the tight end Olsen, right side. 20. Touchdown, Carolina. Greg Olsen with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Panthers add on to their lead. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the 2nd quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
And it is now 21-0. Hardly any time taken off the clock there. 2 plays, and they find the end zone for 6 points. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And out now come the Cowboys. And a 3 and out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
And Beasley with it over the middle. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
And his throw is incomplete. Jason Witten, the intended target. That'll bring up 2nd down. Hey, I wanted to sneak this in. Overtime in the Super Bowl. First ever, by the way. Some folks after were having the discussion, do they like the college rules for overtime better? Should each team at least get an offensive possession? What do you think?
Now, how deep are you talking about the college rules? Because I don't like the college overtime because it feels gimmicky to me. Because it's
starting from the 25.
Yeah, it's not real football. But you're talking about make it equal.
Should each team at least get a possession?
I am so old school, Brandon. I liked the original sudden death. Okay? Coin flip. One team gets the ball, one team doesn't. You have a chance to stop them on defense. If you don't do that, so be it. That's just me. But in this situation, I do like the tweak the NFL made. If you go downfield and score a touchdown, that's your ball game. If it's a field goal or less, then the other team gets a possession. I think that's more than equitable. But for me, bring it back to the original sudden death.
Man, you are old school. I do think at least it should be a touchdown. A field goal should not decide it on the first possession. They go play action here on first down. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And that's now the 2nd time he's picked off a pass here in the first half alone. Again, another great read defensively. And you just see him get in the right position to make the play and get his guys the football back.
The Panthers offense here, they get ready to head back on the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan, and Thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that.
Similar to a slant, it's all about timing when you're throwing a crossing route. Quarterback and receiver have to be in sync, and when they put it on them just right and catch it full speed, running through a defense can often result in a big pickup of yardage.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Here's Newton now on 2nd down. It's brought in right side by Ginn. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
Boy, that's a lot of sirloin steak to be taken down for no gain, partner.
Are you trying to suggest that he is a huge man?
He is
not just a big man, a huge man.
Big boy.
Well, how about the credit then for the defense?
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Greg Olsen on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Panthers are able to grow their lead. So not only is that his 3rd touchdown catch of the game, he's done it here in the first half.
I'm not sure defensively what they're going to come up with to slow him down, because already we're seeing him run past, over, through guys in order to make these catches. And being able to try and shut him down at this stage of the game, it's going to take a lot of effort. So maybe it'll open things up for some other people.
Well, they better figure something out, and soon. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And Carolina scores to cap it off. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Now it's Lucky Whitehead on the return. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So out come the Cowboys now as their offense gets set to take over. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite of that level and not of that age. But I was
going for the age.
I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? It's because he had enough confidence in himself that that was a fluke. And he went out and played pretty well the rest of the day.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Larry Ridley will have the highlights and analysis of this first half from our studios in Orlando.
And I have a feeling those highlights will be pretty one-sided, too.
Yeah, I think you're right, partner. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Prescott now from the 50. Muscles him off. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. K1 short. Continuing to fight downfield. The big tackle gets him for a loss of 11.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
typically a blitz. And even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down.
I like what they were thinking on defense. Just guard the first down sticks. Don't let anyone pass that. Didn't matter whether they threw it or ran it. They just ended up rallying to the football on the running play and stopped them short of a first down.
Oh, boy, he fielded it right on the goal line. Good blocking there. Nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go with... Carolina getting set to take the field. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
And frankly, Brandon, we're talking about things I'm not sure we ever thought we'd talk about in the NFL, and a lot of that is the speed at the linebacker position. A lot of these guys in college, they were safeties. They moved them up to outside linebacker to combat the spread offenses, and now we're seeing it in the NFL. Those same guys using their speed to...
And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. So as they take it over, we step aside. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one, as we send you over to our headquarters in Orlando, where we check in with Larry Ridley for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Thanks, Brandon. I'm Larry Ridley, and welcome to our EA Halftime Report. The Cowboys have really struggled out of the gate here. The Panthers have done whatever they want, and they'll just try to keep that up in the second half. So let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. 3rd and goal. Newton's completion is made out of the gun, and he capped off the long drive with the TD. The Panthers with the early advantage. Now 1st and 10. Here the defense will come up with the pick. Hurley's reading the play and comes away with it, ending the drive. Offense out now following the INT. Dixon's the target on the quick pass, and this goes 41 yards for the score. That puts them on top by 14. Panthers take it early in the second. Olsen's the target here, and that's a house call. Panthers up now by 21. Cowboys line up at the 36. Under pressure here, the ball is picked off. Hurley's the one who makes the pick to give a boost to his defense. Now following the interception, Newton's got the completion here, and that goes as an 18-yard touchdown. That pushes the lead to 28. So that's a wrap for us. We'll head back now to AT&T Stadium for the start of the second half.
So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there, because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. Call it a pickup of 7, and that'll make this a 2nd down. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one. When we talk about Luke Kuechly, You can't talk about his overall game without talking about his intelligence and how he controls the whole defense. He quarterbacks that defense, and at times will actually make checks, just like a quarterback would on offense to get them into the right defense. They definitely were on that play. How about that finish, holding that to a minimal gain? Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
A first down carry by Elliott. And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
Again, it's Elliott. And he's got room. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. We'll give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
So much for him being bottled up throughout the day. Finally finds a way to break through and get a really nice gain. The defense had felt great about what they had going. Now they've got to turn their attention to getting it back in that direction. Can they bottle him up again? Because I'd say after that run, confidence is pretty high for him.
Now the backup, Darren McFadden. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Well, a well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through, and that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
And he made a great tackle. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there.
Come on, let's go. Brand 38. Brand 38.
On play action, Prescott. He's got time. Look at the time. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. A great read, and it's picked off. And he will take this all the way up past the 40-yard line. Thought they had something going there to break that goose egg here in the second half, but to no avail.
Hope was alive until that interception. What a terrific play, taking the ball away after it looked like they were starting a drive.
And now that shutout still standing. You know that's something those defensive guys hold a lot of pride on, too.
No doubt about it. They are excited about where they are in this game.
The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half. Newton now to throw. And they've got the hook up. This is Olsen. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
Smiles, everyone, smiles, because when Cam Newton and Greg Olsen hook up like they've been doing throughout this game, that's one big reason why they're winning.
What makes Greg Olsen so tough to cover?
I think he really is a wide receiver in the tight end's body. He runs his routes with such great precision and some physical toughness, and he really fights and competes for the ball.
And then, of course, it helps to have Cam Newton throwing it to you.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and into the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does, where a quarterback has to slide and find open space to throw.
22 yards on the pickup there. And it'll be first down, Panthers.
At halftime, you had to feel like the defense had to be in a good position. They had to feel good about themselves. They'd had this guy boxed in all game long, but after that run, that might be the breakthrough that he's looking for. Now they may have some difficulty dealing with him the rest of today.
They go back to Stewart on first. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
did he drop it? He dropped it in the end zone.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that, they had everything they wanted. Just unable to complete it in the end zone. A big-time drop.
And that'll be caught. Touchdown, Panthers. Olsen. Greg Olsen from 8 yards out. And the Panthers just continue to pour it on. And let's count them up now. 1, 2, 3, 4 touchdown receptions for him in this game.
And just one shy of the NFL record. What a great performance. Going up and catching the football, creating space, and finding the end zone. That's what it's all about.
So that drives 7 plays in length. And the end result, a Panthers touchdown. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. They'll start the drive with Elliott. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Arlington. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Prescott now on second down. That is incomplete. He was trying to get it to Ezekiel Elliott, and it's 3rd and short. And they're just a couple of yards shy of a first down here on 3rd down. They'll come out in the pistol. Prescott on 3rd and 2. Complete to Jason Witten. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. Des Bryant, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Single receiver. Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver.
Again, we'll see the pistol here. Throwing again, Prescott on 2nd and 10. To the sideline, and oh, a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
Whether they deserve credit or not, the defense is going to take credit for that incompletion because it always feels good when you slow down an offense.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Now this is fielded in the end zone. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Panthers will take over at the 20-yard line. Now Jonathan Stewart getting set to go as he trots back out there. And after a sluggish start, he's really bounced back. The numbers bear that out.
And you're a baseball guy, partner. How many at-bats over the course of a baseball season?
Oh, boy, 4 in a game.
Yeah, about 4 in a game.
4 times 162.
350 or so, right? Sometimes it takes a while for a guy to get going. That's my point. It's not the first few carries. You don't worry about that. As they go along, get that guy lathered up, get those blocking assignments down. Those 2-yard gains turn into bigger gains as the game moves along.
Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or two short here with third down coming up. And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on second down. And on third down, the Cowboys bring in an extra defensive back. 3rd and 2, Newton. And he finds a man. It's Olsen. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Newton turns and hands to Stewart. A beautiful fake. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Tyrone Crawford in on the tackle.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Now Stewart, and that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield.
Yeah, let me pump out my chest a little bit, even though I'm not rooting for either team. That was a really nice defensive play. It's awfully fun to watch, even in an offensive game.
Well, here we go now. An extra defensive back in there on 3rd and 10. Eluding the pressure right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Tyrone Crawford coming in to drop it for a loss of 8. And it'll be 4th down. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. Cowboys offense heading back out and ready to go again. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
2nd down, Prescott. A dump off to Elliott. And he's taken down, but able to get this up to the 20-yard line. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10.
I'm going to show my age here a little bit. We used to talk about running backs catching the ball as safety valves. Nowadays, they're a big part of the passing offense.
Quit acting like you're so old. You're only 65.
We just saw another example of really good defensive football, which has led to the cushion that they have in this game. Got to him once again, knocked him on the ground, forced an incompletion.
Well, they've set the tone. It's one thing to set the tone, another to come in here on the road and set the tone. Now Prescott, and Bryant's got it over the middle. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Out now comes the Cowboys punter. He's been one of their few bright spots so far.
Timing's crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down in bounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
The defense for the Cowboys getting set to go. And not a good performance by them or by their offense, for that matter. It just hasn't been a good game.
And it's real easy at this point to point fingers. Hey, you guys didn't get a whole lot done today. Didn't give us much of a cushion. But the truth of the matter is, having played defense, your pride says whatever your offense gives you, you're supposed to allow 1 point less. So they're going to feel like they let them down as well.
Yeah, I guess fingers could be pointed on both sides.
It'd be hard to say that a defense wouldn't be ready for a first down run. When you can gain that kind of yardage against a defense that's really kind of geared to stop that play, your confidence has to rise, and now you've actually opened up your playbook. You want to throw the ball now for play action, you're good to go. Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game, but what a nice play by the defense. Stepping up on that one, maybe they'll get things going in their direction after a play like that.
The storyline of this one, Charles, no doubt the number 0. Zilch, nada. A shutout so hard to do in the NFL.
It really is, and what an accomplishment, because you feel that not just on the defensive side, but as a full team. There's a lot of pride that goes into shutting out an opponent. And how about that 0 on the scoreboard for them, going along with those zeros in the time column, too.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. With that, we say so long from Big D.
On